Hello everyone, welcome. Today we'll be doing an 8-minute postural workout focusing on releasing our shoulders, releasing our hips, getting you ready for a long day of work or perhaps cooling down your stressful day with an 8-minute routine.
We're going to start with an adductor dynamic stretch. Nice and wide for our feet. We're hinging towards the back, squeezing our shoulder blades together and finding the inner thigh stretch. As we come down, we really make sure that our knees are aligned with the toes. We're feeling that inner thigh stretch, feet flat. And of course your knee stays behind your toes as you work that hinge. Breathing in, come down, exhale up. We're going to go for another minute here, taking the time, really working that lateral movement that we don't necessarily use during your day. So we're trying to open our hips and keep the shoulder blades squeezing so that the chest is opening. If you find that your hip is not aligned with the knees and the toes, you can always take a smaller step or smaller space between the feet. Deep breaths as you go through the motion. Breathe in, exhale up, squeeze those glutes, really move from the hips. Again, you're reaching back, pretend like you're sitting on a chair behind you with the core tense as you come downwards. Breathing in, come down, exhale up, hands come to the sides if you need a little bit more of an opening, if you feel like your neck is tensing up or that you're feeling that you're just pushing your hands into your neck. That's it, you're almost there. And we're going to transition now onto the ground, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. From here we're doing a quadruped chest opener. We're working on opening the chest, keeping the shoulder blade squeezed. You're trying not to completely rotate and open, but you're just finding that elbow coming down, shoulder blades are coming together, and you're looking towards the elbow, which is coming up, but also back towards the hip. We're doing 10 in total, keeping the supporting arms slightly bent, shoulders down, feeling that subtle opening of the chest. We're going to switch sides. Alright, hands under the chest, and we reach out back. That's it. Deep breath. Breathe in. That's it. You're just trying to find that squeeze in the blade. You might find that one side is a bit more open than the other. That's okay. We're almost there. Keep the core tense. Deep breaths. And dropping that right elbow down and relax. From here we're just going to go into a cat and cow, rounding the spine. Exhale, look forwards. Exhale. Make sure you bend those elbows and then come into that. Coming into the cow position where looking forwards, elbows tucked tight to the body, and then we go to the cat position where we're inhaling, rounding the spine, pushing with our hands, elbows straight. Deep breaths, just exaggerating the movement, letting the hips follow through. We're doing an awesome job at just repositioning our spine, getting it aware of where it's supposed to be, whether it's an extension or rounded position. We come into a pigeon stretch, great for the glutes, just working on the hands, dropping the shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades, and you're just pulling a bit with the hands. And we slowly switch sides, just a quick stretch here. You can stay a bit longer, pause the video if you need to. Deep breaths. You can always make it harder by coming onto the elbows. And from here we're going to come into a 90-90 hip stretch. So 90-90 for each knees in terms of degrees. And we're going to rotate back towards the foot, and then we're going to bring our elbow onto the thigh, pull that elbow, and really find that lat, your upper back tension. You're dropping the shoulder, the other arm is bent. onto the floor. We come back one more time, placing our elbow onto the knee, or actually above the knee. Deep breaths, and we switch sides. So again, setting ourselves 90 degrees at the knees. We're feeling the stretch in the hips, chest open. We're trying to rotate from the thoracic spine, from the upper back. Reach backwards. Deep breaths, and place that elbow onto that thigh. Pull back, find your lat, shoulder down, and of course the other shoulder is also keeping low with the bent elbow position. You come back other way, find that stretch, rotation, and place that elbow again. There you go, stretching out that upper spine. That's it, just take deep breaths here, and we're almost done. Awesome. Okay, we're going to transition into our next exercise for our chest to open up and our neck to open up into a standing neck and chest opener stretch. So hands come behind, off the body. You're feeling it in the front part of the neck and your flexors. Your chin is pointing up towards the ceiling or sky. If you're doing this outside, enjoying the day. Take deep breaths. Just find that stretch. Squeeze the shoulder blades and relax. From here, we're doing our pec minor self-release. You're just going to apply pressure on the lateral border of the chest, and you're reaching out with your hand. You're keeping your elbow in this frontal plane, which is basically with the line of the body. Not letting it come forwards, but keeping it on the side. And you're going to feel that stretch right there in the chest. You're trying to release the pec minor, which is going to round the shoulders if it gets too tight. Deep breaths. That's it. It might be a bit painful. You're actually pulling away with your hand, massaging yourself with the upper part of your chest. And you go right on the muscular area. And you'll feel that bit tender spot. And we go on the other side. Again, be gentle with your hands. If this is the first time you're doing it, we're just trying to create a bit of muscle release with the soft tissue tension. That's it. You're just trying to push into the muscle and reach out with a hand. Stretch it out. Stretch out those fingers. Deep breaths. Almost there. And relax. Awesome. We're almost done for today's session. Next up, we're just doing our last Serratus anterior raise. You can do this with an elastic, but I'll show you how to do it just with your body. Elbows tight. We're going into a slight V raise. So think about a V with your elbows coming forwards. Squeeze your glutes, brace the core, and we're just reaching up. We're just trying to keep the shoulder blades somewhat together as you raise those shoulders. You're trying not to engage your neck, but actually engage your delts. Deep breaths, exhaling up, inhale down. Doing great. And we're almost there. Final touches.
Thanks for joining in. See you next time. Have a good morning. Have a good evening. Just make sure to keep that posture aligned.